All right, so I'm going to talk about how we take small melodic ideas or sequences and how we try to expand them by moving across octaves. And we're going to focus on not taking it this way, but sort of getting out of that up and down and getting more of a diagonal motion, whether going diagonally this way or diagonal this way, or even just moving up the fretboard this way. And I think the thing that's great about doing that is that you cover a lot of range, and it makes you explore the different octaves and areas on the guitar instead of just staying in one little spot. And I think that's something that's good for people to sort of break out of. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is a very simple series of notes. It's sort of a melodic series of notes, and it's part of a scale, but because it's not all the notes of the scale, the melody emphasizes some cool notes. If it's an E minor, which is always fun, I'm just going to play B, E, F sharp, and G. So basically, I'm just outlining a minor chord with an added ninth. So, that sounds really good against E, and also sounds really good against C as more of a Lydian sound. All right, so very simple to get used to, just 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next thing to do, and this is probably the easiest way to make something move diagonally, is just play it in the next octave on the next 2 strings. And the guitar is laid out perfectly for this, because you don't have to change fingerings at all. It's the same exact shape. You just have to move up to the next octave. So it would be right here. And then finally. And once again, that shape is the same in all 3 spots. Now, as far as playing it, there's a couple of different things you can do. You can use it as sort of a melodic idea or basic areas for melodic ideas. So you might be starting down. That's more of using it to play a melody and spanning the range of the guitar in 3 octaves. Another way you can use it is as a passage or as a run to link lower notes to higher notes. So something like that might be just actually playing it through all the octaves. And up on top there, as I bent the F sharp, I was making a reference to the D major chord. And all that stuff, it sounds good to play different chords or to imply different chords over constant roots. Now taking the same idea, the 3 octaves moving diagonal in E minor, and by adding one more note to it, adding a C to it, it makes the pattern more conducive for playing faster type of licks as opposed to more melodic passages. So we're going to add a C. And what I would do instead of picking all those notes is I'd come up with a pattern that was involved a little bit of a hammer-on and slide. So more like. So I'm playing the first note, hammering on the second note, playing the 3rd note and the 4th, and then sliding. All right, so going back down, it's just the opposite slide. All right, so that's ascending and descending. As far as the descending, I'm just picking, sliding down. it's kind of get like an alternate thing, but with the hammer-on sort of taking the place of some of the picking. Right. So I think you get this sort of skipping feeling. Yeah, it kind of feels like you're skipping. Same thing. So it's like... All right. Now also you could make sort of faster licks out of that if you just want to stay in one spot and sort of do a cyclic thing, which is always fun when you're really going for it and you want to do something that creates a lot of tension and builds. So that same pattern, I would just pick it like all alternate. Down, up, down, up, down. Like that. So kind of, cool little lick. It's fun. Well, when you do it that way, it has a triplet feel to it, a 16th note triplet. And I might practice that by playing just the first part by itself. And then trying to get, maybe practice this part. Make combinations. That was an example where we just moved using octaves. So playing the same pattern in 3 different octaves. So another idea I like to do is have a little bit more movement to span, a larger range. And what I would do, it's a little more difficult because now you're not just going to be playing the same shape, all right? And let's add in all the notes. So the other missing note would basically just be a D. So to keep this simple, we'll just keep it in groups of 3 notes per string, right? So basically you just have to play the one position. And I guess the easiest way to look at it is wherever your pinky ends up, you're going to play the note that's right before it with your first finger, and that's how you're going to move positions. So we, actually end up spanning from B to B up here. So what is that, 4 octaves? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it goes up higher. One more. So I'll play that a little bit slower once. The best thing that this is useful for, I think, is to do passages or runs that start from a low note and end up on a high. And there are so many different patterns and things you can do within that. Obviously, the most simple thing you can do is just take the 3 notes and create a triplet pattern. Now, you could either repeat the pattern in each position, which is fun, or you can just go straight up, So you might go